I'm going to say what people are thinking, but are too afraid to say for the backlash, and I've wanted to do this for a while. Some of you are going to agree, and it's going to be my favorite video of yours, and others are just going to think I'm an idiot that should quit YouTube. This is why Finishing Move is great. Not perfect, nothing is, and why, as a huge Mick Gordon fan, other fans are making us look bad, and they are missing out. Now, there are three types of people in this world for this situation. 1, complain about anything and everything that's hot and new. 2, complain about this soundtrack because Mick didn't compose it. And 3, complain about actual reasons that are laid out and good for discussion. Unfortunately, everyone thinks that they're 3. Now, please do not come out with this, they needed 4 corporate guys to do what one man did. That is not a fair assessment, and I can show you why in a second. That assumes that Finishing Move is just in it for the paycheck, which of course they have to work and they have to eat, that they don't care about Doom. When, if you've watched the Meet Finishing Move video that Doom posted on X or Twitter or whatever it's called now, that is clearly not the case. And of course, comments are going to say that it's just corporate speak that they're doing, and you just can't ever win sometimes. That's projecting anger. But what is fair? That id may have wanted to move away from independent contractors for this game. That's their business decision to make, and they know their financials and situations better than any of us do. The latest conspiracy theory is that they wanted to stick with Microsoft-related projects and people, since Finishing Move has worked on other things like Microsoft Flight Sim. But again, there's no basis behind that. It reminds me, this whole situation, of the Left 4 Dead 2 boycott. That's when Left 4 Dead came out in 2008. They were supposed to get a full support for this game per Valve. Well, a year later in 2009, Left 4 Dead 2 comes out. People are upset. They're raging. Where's our support? Well, Valve flew out the leaders of this boycott out to try the new game. They liked it. Guess what? Boycotters ended up buying the game because they got a whole new game's worth of stuff. It wasn't just a cheaper or a DLC add-on. That is similar to this situation, and it can be unhealthy. I am saying this as a big Mick fan. I've emailed him for questions on videos, and he has done fantastic replying back to me. This guy shaped and transformed the entire Doom franchise and will be going down in history with Bobby Prince, Aubrey Hodges. Anyone that knows Doom knows that Mick has left his mark. Love him or hate him. You know how big of a Mick fan I am? Would you believe me if I told you that I have a tattoo of Mick Gordon on my body? I don't, but I mean, it's kind of funny if I would have. But it is possible to like more than one thing. It really, truly is. We're supposed to be a Doom community, watching this game grow and growing with it, not sounding like two parents fighting over who gets custody of their kid this weekend. And yes, in this analogy, strange one, I know, Doom is that kid. It works. Go with me here. People are missing out on absolute bangers because Mick didn't compose them. I saw an interesting comment once from TDH, he knows who he is, that says, if people didn't know that this wasn't Mick, they would like it, but the second you tell them it's not Mick, they hate it. It's interesting to me, because I feel like that you can't say, hey, give Finishing Move a chance, without the mob coming for your head, and that, my friends, that is a problem. Mick even said, when this whole debacle happened in 2022, not to go after others, to just let it go, and people can't do that. Mick himself said it. Discourse is fine, trolling is not. And it's funny how when people actually did give Finishing Move a chance, they began to love them. Now again, nothing is perfect, we'll go into that here in just a second as to what I think could be done better, but you know what? It's funny how things work when you form your own true opinions on things. And I already know from comments from past videos over these past, 7 years now, people are going to be calling me a Finishing Move glazer, or whatever slang people use now. I don't know. I think of glazed donuts when I hear that term. Here's the thing. This is what happens when people don't go in with an open mind, and they don't realize that they are doing the same thing, but for Mick. Do you see the irony in this? Because I sure as heck do. It's okay to like one, or both. Just like it because you like it, not because the internet told you you're supposed to. Again, we gotta give them a chance. Finishing Move, people don't give them enough credit, to be honest here. They've done track breakdowns. The Black and Tie track has Car and Took Chance using Sentinel language. They have used their 4 members, layered 50 times over, Sentinel language for the chance. They have a Viking harp. A harp is something that's not my strength in that area, but that's what it's called. They own a murder box instrument. They have a medieval style, fresh new ears, a riffy More thrash, less industrial, fits that medieval vibe. They still have classic music references, the metal choirs there, the callbacks. They're all there. The Atlan Battleground track basically sounds like it's paying homage to Doom 2016, and it's got Doom 64's main theme in it. Now, like I said, it's not all perfect. The OST is tuned down in battle. It's a little tone, lower volume. It's not Finishing Move's fault. That's just a mixing thing. It can be fixed. That is fine. It's a follow-up to Mick, honestly. He's so beloved in what he did. Andrew and David as well, using crazy instruments. David Levy used an electric toothbrush. Cool enough. Finishing Move used blown grass as demon screams, and maybe as a dad mowing the lawn. I'm biased to that one. It's something that's hard to follow up when you are going up against people that were so beloved. But they are able to carve out their own path and create their own Doom music so that 5-10 years from now, we'll be able to know that Finishing Move made the Dark Ages. Will it be cemented in history like The Only Thing They Fear Is You, being used in memes transcending beyond Doom? Only time is able to tell that. I know that Mick had said that you need a synth lead to be able to really get a true melody and get a catchy hook to a song. The Only Thing They Fear Is You, Meat Hook, they all have that, and that is true. Now, Finishing Move does have synth, they do have leads, they do step outside the box on things, and it's very interesting to see that when you take those rose-colored glasses off, take those blinders off, Finishing Move doesn't suck as much as you think they do. They actually are pretty great. Not every track's going to be perfect, but people are just not giving them enough credit, honestly. You don't get to be professionals doing this stuff for years over multiple games if you don't know what you're doing. People are just so stuck on what happened and refuse to look at any other viewpoints. And before I go any further, I have, to the surprise of many commenters, extensively covered this Mick Gordon situation, and I have a lot of video coverage to prove it. And I get it. I do. That was a hot time. And I fully realize that me saying this out loud will get people upset with me. I was there for it, online at least. I read the entirety of Mick's paper, of Marty's letter, years ago. Someone basically said that I should do research before putting out an ill-informed video. I did. People even accused me of milking it. I covered so much. I just take some different angles and try to look at the big picture. And honestly, if I made a video and I said, hey, I met Hugo and Marty at the Dark Ages press event back when we got to play in March, and it was a cool meeting, I'd have people at my head for it, even for the mere mention, as if I'd desecrated sacred ground by meeting the people who made the newest editions of one of my all-time favorite franchises. I am bringing absolutely no hate toward Mick, yet people will hear what they want to and assume that I'm saying he sucks. It's clearly the opposite. Call me a shill if you will, but know that I know my own thoughts and feelings better than a random hate comment on the internet, so I'm going to side with me here. Don't base your viewpoints off of what everyone else is telling you, and that includes for this video. Feel free to disagree with me, just don't be like mean and rude and spiteful about it. I'm not asking you to like it. I mean, I have zero issue if you disagree with me, and I understand that emotions are high after with what happened. However, we have to be sure not to jump to things. When Marty's open letter came out, people dogpiled Mick, and when Mick's letter came out, everyone piled on Marty. And if you questioned anything, the masses came for your head because heaven forbid you try to dive deeper into something and ask questions about it to learn more. I just wish that both sides could have had an amicable ending and handled things differently, but we'll never truly know all of the details. Mick asked people to not attack Bethesda. I stopped talking about it too, and I moved on like he would wish. However, whenever I bring up Mick, who I fully respect and have covered in great detail, others haven't stopped. So this is why this whole little section is even being brought up in this video when it wasn't in my last. And as for this too, I'm sure people who won't listen to my request will be here and just leave hate comments. I'm just not going to bother with them. Only ones that have actual good points. Ones that want discussion, not to just argue. Please just don't listen and watch this video and hear what you want to hear me say and then come at it without looking at the big picture. Learn, study, communicate. Hear me out here. Form your own thoughts. You will be respected more for it. Thoughts of which will be nuanced, deeper than the surface level, and not exactly black and white sometimes. That is what I have done. And now I ask, will you? Watch my original video here for more context and background info that spurred this one. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you in the next one, and subscribe for more.